What's good, Fuzz fam? Jeremiah back again with another video. Today we're going to do a quick DIY video on how to make patch cables. They are really simple and all you need is a few tools. Sometimes when you're building a pedal board you need a specific length and sometimes the standard sizes just don't really fit well. I went on to Amazon and I found a GLS Audio pedal board kit DIY patch kit cable, and it gives you 15 feet of instrument cable, 12 right angle plugs to make 6 cables. I'm going to make a longer one to fit on my pedal board to go from the last pedal on the bottom to the first pedal on the top row. Let's go ahead and look at the tools that we need and get this done. So the tools we're going to need is just a few things. We're going to need a soldering iron of some sort. You're going to need wire cutter, wire strippers. Also, you're going to need, for the types of cables that I'm building, they are these flat pancake style connectors. Instrument cable, obviously. Some helping hands is helpful but not mandatory, and same thing with this heat shrink. It's not mandatory but it's helpful. Okay, so let's go ahead and start building this cable. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do obviously is measure out the length of cable for the specific cable that you're trying to make. Now, if you're just trying to make a bunch of patch cables that are a couple, maybe 3 inches long, then just measure it out, you know, maybe 4 or 5 inches of cable, because, you know, there's going to be about that much inside of the connector. So just be aware of that. You have to add a little extra for specific lengths. So this is the length that I need to connect the pedals that I need to. So the first thing we got to do is take this and strip this down, maybe probably half an inch. So I'm going to take my wire strippers here and just cut into that. And I like to twist the cable as I'm doing it so that it kind of cuts all the way around. And then let's pull this gently. And then there we go. We've got that side stripped. Let's do the other side now. There we go. So pretty simple. And what you're going to find in the end here is that there is an insulated wire in the middle, and then you're going to have these loose copper strands around it. So the loose copper strands around is your ground, and the insulated cable is going to be your signal or hot. So what we're going to do real quick is separate these two into 2 separate leads, and then we will trim the insulation on the signal cables, and then we'll prepare the cable for soldering. Okay, here's an example of what I was talking about. So I took the copper wrapping and wrapped it around itself to make its own strand, and then we have our actual signal cable right there. So let's look at the other end. So what I do is just kind of peel this back away a little bit, but be careful because the strands are pretty fragile and can snap off. So just kind of peel it down like that, group them all together, twist them up to make like a little wire, and there we go. Next step is to trim that wire right there, this one right here. So I've trimmed that one. Let's do it on the other side. Just like that. Okay, so now we got to get ready for soldering. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my fan, so it's going to be a little loud. I apologize. I will try to talk clearly so you can hear me. I'm going to get these connectors ready. Okay. Let's see if I can get up here close and see what I'm doing. Okay. So you see the two pins in here. The one that is jutting out to the left is our center, or our positive. And the one at the bottom that is pointing down is the negative, or ground. So that's how we got to hook up this cable. And it's pretty simple. Just connect those two and we will be in business. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the wire, I'm going to put our heat shrink around it, and I like to pull it down a little ways so it doesn't get too hot and start to shrink. And then the next step we're going to do is say hi to Miss Leia, because she just showed up. Hey, Miss Leia. You can come lay down? And now, let's hook up this wire. So now we just connect the ground. There we go. Now we got the positive. Okay. So when you're done soldering, it should look something like that. Okay. Now, we're gonna finish this up by pulling down the heat shrink down into our connection here. Cover it up as best we can. Just like that. And then I'll just use my soldering iron. If you got a heat gun, that'd probably be better. But I'm just gonna use the soldering iron and shrink this tubing. And that will just insulate and strengthen this connection here. Okay. Now you just put the little insulating tab down. And now we can assemble this side of the cable. And you just put the back on. Make sure to get it nice and flat and lined up. And then just put our screws in here. And when you're done with that side, it should look like that. Like a cable. Okay, now we have half the cable done. We just have to put the other connector on and we will be in business. So the first thing is put the heat shrink on. Now get it ready to connect. Okay, let's go ahead and solder up these connections. Okay, got the other connection done here. So now just to package it up. Put our heat shrink on. All right, we're done. We are done. We have made the patch cable I needed. So, if we want to test it real quick, I'll grab my multimeter and put it to continuity mode. All right, so we're gonna check the shield first. Yep, good. Now we're gonna do the tip. Yep. good cable. It's ready to go. So I hope if you didn't know how to make one of these cables, maybe you'll feel confident enough to try. It's about as simple as it gets if you're into DIY stuff with music. Making cables should be one of the first things you learn how to do because it's real simple. Anyway, I hope this video finds you happy, healthy, and safe. Take care of each other, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.